Hey everybody, welcome back to this Friday edition of The Loop. All week long, we've been studying the Old Testament book, Song of Songs, together. This book teaches us a lot about healthy romantic relationships, which is something that a lot of people struggle with in their life. As we wrap it up today, I want to show you one more thing that I hope will help you with these kinds of relationships, whether you're dating or married. From the beginning of this book all the way to the end, this couple sets a great example of how we should speak to one another. In his book, The 5 Love Languages, Gary Chapman talks about the different ways that people feel love in their romantic relationships. One of the most common ways that people feel love is in what he calls words of affirmation. This couple in Song of Songs constantly affirms one another with their words. If you read the beginning of chapter 4 or the beginning of chapter 7, this man tells his woman how beautiful she is. In chapter 4, he starts at the top of her head and compliments her all the way down to the tip of her toes. Then in chapter 7, he starts at the tip of her toes and works his way to the top of her head. He doesn't just think she's beautiful, he tells her that she's beautiful. When he speaks to her or calls to her, he uses sweet little nicknames for her. The woman does the same thing to her man. She constantly talks about the things that she sees in him that she respects. She brags about him for the kind of man he is, the kind of leader he is, the kind of friend he is. So let me ask you, how do you speak to the one that you're in a romantic relationship with? Are you kind or cruel? Do you call them by awful names or sweet little nicknames? Do you constantly compliment them or do you constantly complain about them or criticize them? Take a lesson from this ancient piece of wisdom literature, because if you get this right, you'll have a marriage that's right. They would not let Jewish boys read this book for this reason. Oh yeah. He starts and he's working his way down her body. And he's complimenting everything. It's ridiculous to read it because he's like, your neck is like the ivory towers of, and it's like, what? Okay, here we go.